non-attached without expecting anything. I have to go on do job. For that, I never stop my duty. For that attachment, without expecting food. Go on thinking. The air, breathing air, it is not my to see. Without expecting anything, it is going on. I am taking food. So, like that I am go on thinking. The Guru is telling that always this, you are making it to sleep, you are making to eat, you are making to sleep, etc. Other than hearing all these things, all these solas by Gurus, contemplating daily, it is helping me in doing all these my daily works.
Tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samajara asakto hyajaran karma param apnodi purushaha. This is the 19th sloka of chapter number 3. Therefore, do thou always perform obligatory actions without attachment. By performing action without attachment, the human being attains to the highest. Tasmad, therefore, asaktaha satatam karyam karma samajara. Always perform your duties without attachment. Any amount of work you can do, if there is no impulsion of this craving of sensory desire, I must have this, I must have that kind of attitude. Asakto hyajaran karma param apnodi purushaha. One who performs action in a spirit of detachment, he or she will achieve the highest realization. Param apnodi will achieve the supreme here in this very life itself. This is the teaching of Gita. Gita is going to stress again and again. To be detached is very difficult, but that does not mean we should not start trying. In the beginning it may be difficult, but as you go on doing, you will find more and more areas in which you are able to perform actions in a spirit of non-attachment. By constant struggle, we can enrich our lives with the spirit of non-attachment. Action goes on. Attachment is not there. Why should it be impossible? In fact, very often when we hear this teaching, oh, it is impossible, that idea comes. That is meant only for saints and sages. Some people think like that. Gandhiji was once asked about non-violence. Is it impossible? It is impossible. Gandhiji said, in this marvelous scientific age, how many impossible things have become possible? Why not this also? After Gandhiji's time, we have seen many more impossible things becoming possible. Man landing on the moon, seeing the other side of the moon. Nobody had earlier seen the other side of the moon. We have been told all these thousands of years ago. Nobody has seen the other side of the moon. But what an impossible thing we have achieved today. We have seen the other side of the moon. We have gone to the moon. We have got down there. What is impossible then? Similarly, I cannot control attachment, I cannot control anger, I cannot control this and that. Don't say it, it's impossible. There is nothing impossible. Tremendous capacity is there in the human mind. Have faith in yourself. You will achieve it. That spirit must come. Then only these ideas will be translated into human life and work. So we can begin with no attachment in certain areas and extend it later to other areas. But it is a wonderful teaching. Work goes on, attachment goes away. Attachment makes for bondage. Bondage for both. Even between wife and husband, love liberates both. Attachment binds both. The one who is attached and the one on whom attachment is placed, both are in bondage there. Satatam means always. Karyam karma samachara. Perform whatever duties you have to do in life. Do all those actions with great zest and devotion, but in a spirit of detachment. Then Sri Krishna is giving us an example. How by doing one's work, discharging one's social responsibility, people have achieved the highest. And the famous example taken in many of our books is the story of King Janaka of Mithila in Bihar. Janaka was the ruler of a kingdom, but he was also a Brahmajnani, knower of Brahman. Even the young age Shuka was sent by his father for his spiritual education to this King Janaka. So that example Sri Krishna is citing here. Don't think that only when you are alone or in some forest you can practice detachment. You can practice it in the midst of all your worldly responsibilities around you. That is heroism. But detachment practiced when there is nothing to trouble you is not heroic. So this is the explanation Swami Ranganathanji has given. So action goes on, but detachment takes place. What does it mean? What does it mean to us? Only when we understand the meaning, we will try to know from our own experience whether it is possible or not. To us. Actions are going on, but attachment is not there. What does it mean? Through experience. Everybody can think. Everybody has been able to do it. Spontaneously it comes, not the doership. Spontaneously, when we expand ourselves through our action, the doership will not be there. When the doership is not there, attachment is also not there. But it will be spontaneous. It is not a product of a thought. Everybody has done it. Not that it is reserved for saints or people who are in ashram or in Himalayas. All of us have had the opportunity to do it, but we don't remember, that's all. So this slogan now reminds us. At that time, what was my attitude towards a particular action? So that we are understanding it through our own experience. Little manana is necessary. Action is going on, but attachment is not there. Duties are being performed, but attachment is not there. Family life, professional life, social life. Kindly think about it, then try to understand the meaning of it through our own experience.
One day, when I'm waiting for bus, one person, unknown person came and I'm waiting for bus. Spontaneously stopped his vehicle and asked him to come with him. So I go with him up to my state. Spontaneously, Swami. I did not ask anything to him.
Like that you try to remember. Action has taken place. We need not necessarily quote our own experience. It might be instrumental in thinking that I have done this, later on. At that moment, though it was spontaneous, it is better always to see how we have seen people doing actions for my welfare, at the same time detached. As a spiritual aspirant, we should be always careful that the me and mine does not come even by expressing it. We can definitely remember people doing it to us. Because in our case, we are trying to understand that everything is originated by him. As spiritual aspirants, we keep on hammering that intellectually, first intellectually, that whatever he made me to perform, I performed, that's all. But in a satsang like this, it would be better if we quote what others have done to others, others have done to us. Plenty. During this corona moment, how people came forward. Plenty. Not only in corona moment, even otherwise we have, but latest one is that corona moment. When there was a complete lockdown, when there was need for so many things, we don't remember that person who explained. She is now in Bombay in a flat. So she had this fever and she cannot come out. But somehow somebody was able to say that she is suffering. And every day somebody will cook and keep 3 times food at her doorstep. Not even for acknowledgement. So actions are there, but without any attachment. Attachment for name, fame, recognition, power, position, nothing is there. Just start thinking, what if God has blessed us to witness that? People helping each other, people also helping us in our trying moments. Spontaneously it comes. So this sloga, it will touch it tasmas asakta satatam karyam karma samajara asakto hyajaran karma param apnoti purusha. So here the emphasis is there, nothing is impossible. Whenever there is no sense of doership, There we are free from attachment. How does it operate? It's a spontaneous. No logic is there. No reasoning is there. Intellect and mind do not play there. You are prompted from within, you act, bas. You are not even aware that you have done it. When somebody says, you remember. As Papa's children, we always keep on reminding us that He provides everything. He provides the wherewithal, He provides the field, He provides the prompting. And you have been the chosen one. Blessed are we because we are the chosen ones. That's all. There ends the matter. To remind us, we are asked to chant Ram Nam. To remind ourselves that it is He who has provided everything, so that the sense of agency, whenever it raises its head, it is again made to go down. Any other incident that comes up? Our witness.
How to approach inertia and non-enthusiasm for work?
How inertia?
Inertia, usually we tend to mistake putting no effort to work with that I was not prompted from inside or I just don't want to do work is equal to it's not happening. And non-enthusiasm for work because we need to have a samadrishti for work, whether we like it or not.
We feel the moment we come to realize slowly that we are what we are because we have been providing everything to Him. How do I pay back to Him? He has not provided anything directly to me. He has provided only through His creation. So I can also pay back only by loving and serving His creation. So how can I keep quiet? No? We keep on thinking about it. Any item when we use, anything, when you are holding your book, when there is no book in the world, when there is no pen in the world, when there is no language in the world. So during our pause moments, suppose we try to bring, otherwise our mind is fully occupied by me and mine, me and mine, me and mine. Instead of that, suppose we start realizing, recognizing this reality. Anything that we daily use, we hardly look at the source. So how do I pay back? So can I keep quiet? That is how the concept of duty came. When the mother has suffered so much for me, when father has suffered so much for me, my primary duty is to my father and mother. Then I start realizing who have all contributed. My teachers have contributed. Then when I entered into the professional career, my boss has contributed, colleagues have contributed, my customers have contributed. Like that, it keeps on expanding. So then how do I pay back? I only pay back through my work. So when you start doing it, slowly the inertia will go. Because we are the recipient of everything. We are the beneficiary. When I take the brush, when I take idli, when I take anything, it can connect me. I don't need a particular object to connect me. So like that, whichever opportunity are placed before me, I must have this somehow. That is why, people become celebrates or what you call, they excel. Day for yesterday, we were reading that, Tansen. When he sings, only the song remains. The singer is not there, the hearer is not there. That stage. How many people, even today we remember, we remember about MS, we remember about any great singer, Lata Mangeshkar, for example. How many crores of people were benefited by her hearing that? Still they will be remembering. So like that, Swami Vivekananda used to say, before you leave this world, leave a milestone and then go. People should remember you, not for the sake of remembrance, by your very act. He said, worms, they also are born, they die. Our life should not be like that. We are born, we die. No. Leave a milestone. That means paying back. The other thing was only, I am earning, I want to survive, I need this, I want that, and I have worked, I lived, I died. So that is like any other creature. But if you want to leave a milestone, you will see an expansion taking place there. It's spontaneously it can be in the form of a reverence or offering to your God or to a deity, or it can be a performance of your duty. For example, day for yesterday, 5 Jawans were killed in Jammu, near Jammu. So they don't say that they died, Veera Mrityu, They have left a mark there. They also have family, dependents are there, so many are there. But for the country's sake, they opted this. And they had to become a victim of the terrorists there. But they will be remembered. You can see in all papers, the martyrs, they are not simply told. Suppose somebody passed away, they say he passed away. But here it is not like that. So leave a milestone before you go. All these things will help us to become dynamic, active. Because somehow we have to pay back, So action are there, at the same time attachment is not there. It's a payback, it's a payback, it's a payback. It should be perfect. It should be with love, it should be with dedication. We used to share our Jain's comments on it when we were also having a trust. So when one institution wanted a mobile, we were able to extend some help. So they wanted to have a public function. So the organizers came and told us, will you please request him to come to the dais? So he said no. What he said, what have we done? Father has set up a trust. He has left a property. The property gives some income. Specifically, it is meant for giving aid to others. Today we happen to be the people to decide, that's all. So what is there for us to take credit of? No? So no. Action is there, no attachment. Attachment means it covers all these. Attachment to body, attachment to object, attachment to situation, attachment to name, attachment to power, attachment to position or status. So we have to watch ourselves and know whether we are getting freed from that. The only way is to remember, that's what we feel. The only way is to remember that He is the great provider who has provided, who has been providing. And the individuality cannot take credit of anything. This is for spiritual aspirants. We are not telling that others who are doing it or others who are expressing it, it is wrong. No. Here we have been awakened to this truth that God is the great provider. To them they have not been awakened, so that is why they take. So Anandashram is involved in a lot of charitable activities, but nothing will come out, in the open. Why? Not secret. Because Mataji's legacy is based on this. God gives, God takes away. We are not quoting Mataji because people may think that people make Mataji alone can. No. Because that we know easily, we try to quote, that's all. But it is possible for everybody. It has been possible for everybody. Not always, agreed. Most of the time it is the sense of individuality takes credit. But there are moments in everybody's life where it is spontaneously done, without any expectation. Even risking ourselves. We remember the TT, in Bangalore station, when the train was about to move, an old lady caught hold of the handle. He suddenly somehow pulled her and put her in and shouted at her, "What are you doing?" We did not see the other thing, we only saw the shouting. Why is he shouting to an old lady? Then later on we came to know. Because he said that shouting was done not because we planned to shout. She should not do it again. At that particular moment he was there and he was able to pull her. You must have the, takat to pull her, na? Suppose an 80 kilo person is doing that, and suppose we are having 50 or 60, how can we pull? We will also, in the words, we will also die. So here we find, risking ourselves, anything, the TT was somehow able to pull this lady and put her in this thing. Spontaneously. So that means what? As you said, the sense of agency is not there at that time. Only care and concern for others it is there. That prompted him to somehow pull her in. And in order that she does not commit the same mistake, he shared some strong words, that's all. So everybody can go through. Somebody, when the train was about to move, the specs, holding like this, it went, there is a small gap between the platform and the train, in between. Somebody risked themselves going to the other way. It is about to start. Went there, took the specs, came back. Immediately after that, the signal was there. Somehow she was able to get into the platform, handed it over to her. I personally witnessed one. We were traveling from Trivandrum or Cochin or Chennai, I don't know. As the train was about to reaching Neeleshwaram. Neeleshwaram, yes, it got down. A person, he was the Vice Chancellor of Central University. He and his family, we were all traveling together. He got down. 2 minutes only the train stops. The train started moving from us. Suddenly, where he sat, the person railway employee who folds this bed sheet and pillow for the sleeper class. So he came and saw the mobile. The train is moving. He immediately ran through the compartment, saw the other people. This is your mobile. Then he got it. Came back and as usual he was folding. Then we immediately asked him, how did you know that it was his? Yes, I know that. I was sitting here, he asked me for an extra this thing, so it must be his only. And I saw him getting down. All of us forget, but if the mobile is forgotten, his whole contacts will be stopped for a while. All those things he calculates, in a moment. So there are many such incidents. Kindly think about it. We are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. We are trying to understand how attachment, non-attachment gives joy to us, how it helps us in knowing Him, how it helps in serving His creation. Even that concept would not have entered. Spontaneously it came, we had. Now when we sit and think, God made us to witness that only to touch and kindle this aspect in us. Not to just pass a comment and go. That is how the samskara starts developing in us. When we constantly engage our thoughts in those experiences, we develop a samskara without any effort, where the quality, care and concern for others is writ large. And in this process, unknowingly, we may be able to free ourselves from attachment. Think. It is selfless, The explanation is very simple here, for this particular sloka. This is the one method, remembering one sloka. That helps us. There is an inner alignment between us and that sloka. Otherwise, of all the 700 slokas, why should this sloka be quoted? This is the real purpose. Mother Gita only wants this. She will be happy if we take one sloka seriously into our heart. That is why she has placed before us 700 slokas. So like that you can come out with slokas or incidents. Slokas help us to touch and kindle those positive thoughts in us. It will remind us to remember. And the net gain is that unknowingly the samskara is being developed. A tendency to appreciate more of this, a tendency to recognize this, and then slowly that will influence in our thoughts, words and action. So any sloka? Hari Om.
Swamiji, this word gratitude, if we can just pick this word, It is very deep. I was just
Which one?
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Very deep, the word.
Anything we do from morning till night, if we just
Exactly.
remember this word,
Exactly.
then
Ah.
when we are thinking of us and having whatever problem or challenge we are facing, if we shift from that to gratitude, then
Correct,
everything is
correct.
gratitude.
Yeah.
Every little act that we
Ah. That means gratitude means we think about the great provider, no?
yeah.
That is what is called remembrance.
Yes, Swami.
Ah.
But we don't think about it all the time.
Yeah,
Like
we don't think
we are
about it.
listening to your satsang.
That is it. Papa has also given us the clue, no? Go to the origin of your and the world life. What does it mean? Glimpses of divine vision. The first chapter says, try to go to the origin of your and the world life. Try to enter into the mysterious origin of your and the world life. To know who you are in reality is the real question. So when we try to understand the origin of anything that makes my life comfortable, that anything that sustains my life, then immediately I become grateful. No? In the midst of activities I may not remember, but when I sit alone, when I am calm and quiet, when I am in a passive, in a sattvic ambience like this, we should try as much as possible.
Yes, sir. It's very important for me.
Very important, very important, very important for a spiritual aspirant.
We drive a car, somebody made that vehicle, we are on the road. How many people in the sun made that road? But we say, oh, ye gadha hai. This is a bottle. So we, instead of looking how many hours, months, years somebody did, so the focus has to change. Everything has to shift. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. In Malayalam, somebody has composed a beautiful song. ദൈവസ്നേഹം വർണ്ണിച്ചിടാൻ വാക്കുകൾ പോരാ, നന്ദി ചൊല്ലി തീർക്കുവാൻ ഈ ജീവിതം പോരാ. ദൈവസ്നേഹം വർണ്ണിച്ചിടാൻ, to explain about, to bring out the details of the love of Lord to us. Words are hardly enough. And to express our gratitude, one life is not enough.
No.
A beautiful song. ദൈവസ്നേഹം വർണ്ണിച്ചിടാൻ വാക്കുകൾ പോരാ, നന്ദി ചൊല്ലി തീർക്കുവാൻ ഈ ജീവിതം പോരാ. കഷ്ടപ്പാടിൻ കാലങ്ങളിൽ രക്ഷിക്കുന്ന ഓർത്താൽ എത്ര സ്തുതിച്ചാലും മതി വരുമോ? Whenever I am in trouble, that's what, whenever I am in trouble, how you have come to the rescue of myself. And thinking about it, even if I start glorifying, there is no end to it. So the gratitude to the Almighty, who is within us, and with no condition. No? We don't recognize Him, we don't acknowledge anything, what He has given to us so far. But still He has not stopped giving. Whenever, every day now, whenever we pass through the ashram field, we see the mango trees bearing mango fruits. This will immediately, you pluck it, you eat it, you ask somebody to go up there and then somebody to pluck and somebody throws it, somebody picks it up, and then it is kept for some time to get it ripened. And the tree continues to do its mission. Though we are taking away the fruit, fruit means it is entire, the fulfillment of the life. But it doesn't complain, it doesn't stop giving.
Yes.
Because you have taken my entire fruits, I am not going to give you any more fruit. That is our attitude, no? We are supposed to be better than any other species, endowed with a discriminative faculty, and we people are conditional, whereas those who have been denied with it are not conditional. People may think it does not hear. No, it's not like that. Science has also revealed that it responds to our thoughts, words and deeds. So every day if we look at a flower, just think about it. Today you find it beautiful. After 2 days it gets faded away. It doesn't stop giving it. So flowering, it's a word used in English, for bringing out our excellence. Think. So the excellence of the tree, the plant, it comes out beautifully there. We all look at it, At least for a quarter of a second we look at it. Something wells up in our heart. We may be openly telling or not telling, but something wells up in our heart which we cannot explain. That is the mission it does silently. And then after 2 days, it is faded. And next time, again also it brings buds. Again it brings all these things, So when we do the watering, we do the nurturing, suppose we have this. For all that you have done, only at least let us do this. So that means the action is there, no attachment. In fact, it's a payback. It's a payback. It's a payback. Normally when somebody helps you, you pay back, you try to pay back. That's it. Bhagavad Gita, Papa keeps on telling, practical. It is something related to our day-to-day life.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Anything else?
Swami always manana. Papa first handling manana.
Manana.
Brahma Bhavana always.
Correct.
Value that.
This manana, Papa gives a lot of importance. Don't take anything casually. Don't take anything superficially. Be reflective, be contemplative. Why, God is parading before you, not to just see and enjoy and go. Everybody is not given all these privileges. So when you see that, you should know that God has provided an opportunity for you to look at it. That can come only from manana. If somebody says, see that beautiful flower, it's beautiful, that's all. Superficial, no? We don't apply our mind. How from a bud to the flower to the pollination, after the pollination, how it is developed, and finally the fruit, and finally the ripening. And you and I buy and eat, and that's all. He has paraded all these things before us. We may feel that we have paid money to the person who has brought it. We hardly forget about this. We hardly remember about this because how it has come. Your money cannot give you this experience. God made so many people to toil for it. We remember in childhood days when we do the pounding of rice, paddy, when we take it out, we do the winnowing, and however much we try, there may be some grains that will be going out of the winnowing process. But after it is over, mother will say, pick out everything. No grain of rice should be left out. Because we recognize, at that time we did not know. Nothing is unimportant, nothing is irrelevant, nothing is insignificant. It is a gift of God. Suppose we try to, it's a great samskara, not seeing the object as an object but a gift of God. Throughout the daytime we may not be able to do it. But now when we are sitting in this and when we are going through this, we somehow try to cultivate this habit. At least once a day we may be able to bring it. Twice a day we may be able to bring it. Slowly the samskara comes. So the gratitude expresses, because we are not used to it. We have been trained, we have trained our mind to see only as an object, as an object, as an object. We have not given any other dimension so far. But due to satsang, due to the grace of God, at least intellectually to understand, He has touched and kindled in us, awakened in us. And now slowly He makes us to feel everything is a gift of God. And when we are back to our field, we forget, our usual mind takes over. But suppose we are intense during these periods, something of it will remain. Suppose somebody brings cashew nut or a pizza or what do you call that? What is it? Along with the dry fruit. Almond. So simply just to think about it. In ashram, everybody can see a cashew plant here. The fruit is also seen, and how beautifully outside the fruit this nut is beautifully glued, as it were. It's a wonderful sight. You don't have to search for the fruit. The cashew nut, it will be there outside, as if it, we have done it with a stapler. Beautiful. And then it ripens. Then it gets dropped. And but the juice, the juice will not be there. And only this nut, they will all, it is picking, not plucking. This will be picked. Our ashram workers, they will go and pick and bring it out, and then we give to the factory. They give us the final product. It will be distributed to all. Those who have given, they will be given first. If anything is balanced, that will be distributed to devotees who are fortunate enough to get it on that day. This is Mataji's legacy here. So when we look at it, hardly do we buy a cashew nut packet. We give to somebody or we eat. But does this strike to us? It is not a man-made product. Look at a banana tree, look at an apple tree, of course, it's not there in South India. Any other fruit plant. It will help us to know, apart from flowers, fruit plants also will, initially we need all these things, tangible, palpable, we can see it for ourselves. How God through Mother Nature giving us through that particular plant, direct, we are not getting it from the mall. Of course, that is one of the reasons why we are disconnected with all these things. We go to the shop and buy and come back. So there is no opportunity for us to think about all these things. But when we cultivate something, we develop this,
From the neem tree.
Eh?
Neem tree.
Another?
Pardon?
Neem tree as a full
Neem tree.
Neem tree.
It is a medicine for so many diseases.
In good old days, when TB was like today we say about cancer, TB means everybody thought it is final. So there used to be, what is that called, sanatoriums. And in all sanatorium compound you will find a lot of neem trees. And the moment somebody has been identified as a TB patient, they will be shifted there. The breeze that touches the neem tree, and when we get a share of it, it has got its own positive impact on our body. Though it is bitter, it's a wonderful remedy for so many things. It is also considered to be a natural pesticide. Neem cake, neem oil is extracted, and then the neem cake comes. That will be applied. Suppose you are having pepper vines or something like that, and some viral attack. People who don't use chemical pesticide, they use this. The moment the bacteria or whatever comes in contact with this, they will immediately run away. That much power this neem cake has got. So see, God has brought all these things into, and it's called biological control. Biological control. The balancing system, balancing the ecosystem, balancing the soil system, balancing the everything. It is all done by Mother Nature itself. Not that we have to apply our mind to know all these things. Garlic is also a pesticide. Garlic we smash and then we apply. So why we say, let us try to understand the bounteous gifts God has given. It is one way to feel ourselves free from attachment. So that is the teaching Papa is giving us today through in-depth study of Bhagavad Gita. It will help us a lot, I tell you. Always becoming grateful to Him. Ye Jagadada Vishwa Vidhata. Vidhata, great. We take everything as granted. Let us stop that attitude. We will not take everything as granted. We will try to recognize it, Recognize not individual. Recognize the power behind all. The first origin of a cashew, when we eat cashew, that's why Papa, he says that, go to the origin. Try to enter into the mysterious origin of your and the world life. Nothing we should take it as granted. There is a big sign, there is a big history, there is a big story behind this. So let us all, this is all practical things, not a tall talk. Because immediately after that we may be handling so many objects. It can give us, before this thought evaporates, immediately those who are going to have a cup of coffee or tea now, immediately you think about the tea or coffee, where from it has come, the sugar where it has come from, the milk where it has come from, the water where it has come from, and the vessel where, and the heating equipment. Anything can. We need not tom-tom, we need not give a lecture, but in our mental state, let us try to go through that, so that the samskara gets ingrained in us, and so that the tendency to not to take anything as granted slowly gets rooted in us. So we pray to Him, you have touched and kindled all these things. Enable us to become aware of your bounteous gifts. We are enjoying, but we are not recognizing. We are only enjoying. So that's why we have got grumblings and complaints. But when the moment we see, suppose somebody has given you a fruit lovingly, and when you open the bag, you find it has become rotten, it has become spoiled. Will you go and tell him? You appreciate his gesture, no? Don't tell him, you will say, don't tell him. With all love he has given. But our mind now, though we are accepting everything, we say, it is hopeless, I tell you, I bought it was hopeless. We hardly recognize that it was a gift given to us. It is not because the fault of the nature that has gone bad. It is because of various other factors. Probably the packing or the traveling or so many, the climatic changes, so many things have contributed for it getting decomposed. So instead of looking at the negative side, just like when somebody offers us and later on we find it cannot be consumed, we don't tell that person, no? Common courtesy demand that we don't inform. Because he has given it with love. Think about all these, These are all from practical life, not a tall talk or a shastra. Through those words, now these things are being touched, kindled, made us aware of it. So let us try to now inflame it as much as possible and keep it alive in our mind so that we will be able to free ourselves from attachment gradually and to become aware of His presence always. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam. Pranam, Pranam. Pranam, Pranam.